Hi everyone, Ninja from DPS HQ, giving you a rundown on my charge Barbarian. As you can see, I've been working on him a little bit, and at the moment I'm only level 88 and there's a lot more to do with him. I have got the Ramaladen, however you say it, Magnum Opus, and I've got the Azarath. At the moment I don't have anything else, but this is a charge build with a little bit of a difference. So, this is not just a charge build, this is also, as you can see from this ring, a bleed build. We have charge and we have rend. So, what I'm looking at here is to do a damage over time with a massive hit due to charge. Now, as you can see here, charge, where are we? Charge, I've got 7 points in charge and it does a massive amount of damage. And you can see the modifiers right there. Enemies who are knocked back into terrain by charge take 20,000 to 24,000 damage and are stunned. And also reduce charges cooldown for 9 seconds each enemy it hits, up to 9 seconds. So this means that charge can be up pretty much all the time. What I'll go through first is the gear that I'm wearing. Now, as you can see, just plainly here, I'm only running a couple of ancestral uniques, which could easily be changed out to be something different. So this is more of an open type build, and you're able to do anything that you really wish. So we'll start with the helmet here, and we've got the usual. I have all stats because that's the best roll that I could do, but armor, and yes, it does have ranks to steel grasp and ranks to rupture. I am using rupture, I'm not using steel grasp. I haven't had a chance to find anything better, but resistance, armor, anything like that is always good. Going on to the chest piece, now I am running disobedience with this. You don't have to run disobedience, but again, damage, extra damage that has skills to swap weapons, total armor, fortify generation, and then damage reduction plus disobedience. This is giving me a massive amount of DR. Onto the gloves, again, strength, critical strike chance, overpower. Now overpower not so much because this started out being a charge HOTA build. As you can see, Hammer of the Ancients. I have left it like that because there's always an opportunity to go back. So you can always take Rupture out to put Hammer of the Ancients in. Charge, Hammer of the Ancients. If anything survives, Hammer of the Ancients clears it up nicely. With Tobolt's Will, I am using this one for the increased potions, for the increased damage, and for the increased resources. And being a barbarian, damage reduction from close enemies is perfect. Now, when I go invulnerable or unstoppable, it'll give me my primary resources back. Now I can do that by using Rage of the Beserker, which helps out a lot. Now onto the boots. Again, I tried to get one with good maximum evade charges and the rest of the stats that follow. Fury cost reduction, resistance, damage reduction while injured, and then all stats again. Having a look at some of the aspects, anything that will give you more damage during berserking is a way to go. Hence what I've got here with my weapon. Now this enemies damaged by kick or charge will explode if they are killed within the next 2 seconds of dealing the damage to the surrounding enemies. So charge will pretty much kill anything. When I say kill anything, I mean out in the field. Bosses, I'm still working on that. Ubers, I'm still working on that too. But it does do a good crowd control damage. You've seen the two that I've got here before, and by now, if you're watching this video, you've done a few different characters and you've seen what these things do. But I'll have them up there for you to see. Now, having my other two-handed weapon, I've got this one as dealing more damage while berserking. And this one actually deals the base damage as an additional bleeding damage over 5 seconds, hence the bleeding. I've got Banished Lords, which I'm running, and this is the new ring for Barbarians, Ring of the Ravenous, giving you a couple of resistances, and then giving you critical strike chance, vulnerable damage, 2 ranks to all brawling skills, and then giving you extra damage to bleeding enemies. Now, what is interesting with this is Rend's duration is now increased by 2 to 4 seconds. I've got a decent one at 2.8. Damaging enemies with your brawling skills applies 2 stacks of Rend's bleed. This can only affect each enemy once every 4 seconds. By the time you reach 4 seconds, you've charged, you've stomped, you've shouted, you've rendered, you've done the rend. Not a lot survives at that stage, but it is good for running higher level dungeons, where things do survive. It is very useful if you do get your hands on one, and even if you want to use this to be just a straight out bleed build, this is fantastic. Now, I've done a little bit of experimentation with this, and I am running X-Val's Corroded Signet, because of the damage over time effect will have a chance to erupt. Now, again, a higher level dungeon type thing, because usually things are dead straight away. Not a lot survives, and if you do have to come back for them, charges back up. You just charge again and it's done. And that's what I'm running there. I'm running the 2-handed axe experience, as you can see. Increased damage to vulnerable enemies, increased critical strike chance against vulnerable enemies, and I do make things vulnerable. Now, with my skill tree, I've put one point into lunging strike and then 1 to enhanced. I've got nothing else here except for maxed out rend, and then I've gone to enhanced and then to violent, so I can get increased damage to vulnerable enemies. 1 in rallying cry all the way through to tactical, and nothing else there. In the next one down, I've got maxed out charge, I've got enhanced charge, and then I've got power charge to reduce the cooldown. I've taken all 3 here, so 9 points in total, to get extra damage reduction while berserking, extra brawling skill damage. Sorry, I apologize. When a brawling skill damages at least 1 enemy, gain berserking for 3 seconds. And then while berserking, fury generation is increased by 18 multiplicative. So that's a very, very good one. I've got Rupture here, which helps to do some damage to anybody in front of you. It is rather good. It is rather good. It does do a lot, and it inflicts bleeding and everything like that, so it's wonderful. And then going through Enhanced and Warriors, I've taken 1 here in Hamstring, just to get to cut to the bone, which gives you more damage against vulnerable. And then I've got 1 here in Thick Skin, and then I've got 3 down into Counter Offensive. Coming down here, Wrath of the Berserker is the one I've taken, and at the moment, usually people are doing Unbridled Rage. I could do more damage, but it will cost me a lot more fury. At the moment, I'm running Unconstrained. While berserking's maximum duration is increased by 5 seconds, and the damage bonus is increased by 100%, multiplicative. So so what I find is that this setup here is doing more damage than if I was using Unbridled Rage. There is a possibility to use Gushing Wounds, but at the moment I'm not really doing an overpower type push, so it kind of will and won't work at the same time. Paragons, obviously I am not finished, and I've still got a lot to do, but I can slowly show you through here what I've got. So I've got this sitting here like this. Up the left side, through the middle, I have taken Exploit here, and now, as I said, this is a work in progress, so it's not finished completely, but going up through to the right hand side, taking things along the like Enraged will give you Berserking duration, which does more damage. You want to get Blood Rage because it will help a lot, and then coming up I've taken Ire, which again, while berserking, you take 10% reduced damage from elites. It just helps increase damage and reduce damage. Moving across, you can see now I've gone down this little board to take Hemorrhage for the bleeding, and then I've moved up. Now you do have this one here, Carnage. It is not needed, but is not one to not take seriously either. So you come through here, and I have Martial, which helps with the shout skills. Now you can see I don't have it active yet because I'm thinking about coming back, or just getting the 2 extras that I need, or 3 extra, 4 extra that I need. Moving through, now there is another one here, Warbringer. This is a good one to fortify with, and this is one that I'm definitely going to think about getting as I come back. As I said, I'm still doing it. Now, I've recently changed this, so this is now Might, which will give you increased damage while wielding a two-handed weapon, if you wanted to do HOTA or Rend, for example, which I'm using a two-handed for. And this will give you, as you can see, 95% bonus to all magic nodes within range, giving me the bonus of all of these ones around. So that's a little bit of my own work, and I'm going to get the rest. It helps to have this at 15 before you pop it in. So as you can see, this guy is pretty cool, and I bought one of the skins from the shop, and he's looking very feudal Japan samurai. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop out into the world and show you some action that this guy does. And this is perfect because we've got one of these shrines that was for the event that just recently happened. So I'll pop down here, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a gameplay show of what to do and with my rotation. Now, okay. Oh, actually, quickly, before we do that, I just wanted to run you through my seneschal as well and what I'm using. I have actually been lucky enough to have Evernight drop, which I am using. It is very, very useful. So as you can see, I am running Tempest. I am running registered damage support, and you can have a read of what it does there, but it does give you a bit more of a AoE type area. Evernight is I am running, and Voluminous, whichever way it goes, it just gives a support. It gives it a little bit more area of attack for Flash of Adrenaline, and I'm running Tempest as well, as you can see there. So that's what I'm running Tempest for, and I'm running Tactical, Duration, and Fortify. So it gives me Fortify, gives me everything that I need. This is a setup that I've been using, and it works for me. Please let me know if there's a setup that you're using which you think would be better. If you can maybe we could modify this to do poison, bleeding, ice, fire, have all the different types of damage going, maybe with Firefly and Tempest. That would be an interesting way to go. Now, okay, so we're just going to run out into the world here. Now, I do apologize in advance. I am a very, very slow barbarian. I have not been keeping up with my movement speed. So we'll get out here into the world, and as you can see, they're 88s, but charge straight off. You pop everything that stands in front of you, and you can see charges right back up there. There's Tempest doing its thing. We'll get down here to the shrine, and we'll get happening here. Now, this is where all the fun starts to begin, and you can see my Fury generation is not quite the greatest. Again, work an aspect, but I am literally running through, and you just need to charge, and it takes everything. Charge, throw a shout in there, get some more damage for charge. Do a couple of Rends. If you don't kill it straight away, it'll bleed. There's a little treasure goblin. Grab him. And we just got an ancestral drop, I think that was. Let's just have a quick check. Yes, it was. Frostburn. Beautiful. And you can... So I'm also going to run through, once I do a little bit more of a gameplay showcase, what I'm doing. Oh, nice gold drop. There we go. So also with my skills here, I've also got ones. So using Rend, for example, with the two-handed weapons, right? For the Magnum Opus. For my lunging strike, it'll be the one-handed one. So I'm changing weapons when I do that. Because I use charge so much, I have made it the one-handed weapon, but you can also change this over to be using the two-handed weapon. Does a little bit less damage, but you're changing weapons, and that will give you the bonuses to the effects that gives you being a barbarian. Yeah, so just a bit more of me running through the world, as you can see, and I actually really am enjoying these shrines. I think it's a lot of fun. And we'll do a rupture here just to show you. Bang! Everyone's vulnerable, everyone's hurt. Big guy. missed the charge there, but you see it straight back up, and there you go. He'll bleed out, and he's gone. And you can just, yeah, I can see a lot of things happening this way. It is a fantastic build. But please, let me know down in the comments if you think it's something that I can work on, that I can change, that we can modify with this. If there's something that you think I'm doing wrong, I'd love to know. We love to hear the comments and the feedback from all you guys. It's wonderful to hear. Now, this does really go well with a ranged build, like a sorcerer, for example, teaming up. And we've seen Sabotage has had his Fireball Sorcerer, which is absolutely insane, going on the channel. It is one of the craziest builds I've ever seen. I'm actually building a Fireball one myself, so I'll have that up on the channel at some stage. And yeah, this is my rotation. Usually it's a charge in, and if everything doesn't die, it's a Rend, it's a Rupture, it's a screen for support to proc the Beserking. I've got the Beserking happening there, and you can see just charge through, Rend, and there's a few different aspects that do Rend as well, that do modify things to Rend, which is great. Also, I have noticed with this build that having lower health actually does help, because I'm getting all that extra DR and extra damage and just everything that comes with it. So it's fantastic. And that is basically the short of it. If you have any questions, please let me know down below in the comments, and I will answer everything as soon as I can. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to anybody who's got some advice and may be able to help me, may be able to even show me what you guys are building, and I'll be able to help with things like that. But as we just teleport back in here to Saragar. Also, just quickly, wanted to say thank you to everybody that has subscribed to us. It's just two guys who are really passionate about their gaming, and we love bringing you builds, we love bringing comments. We're going to start doing polls, we're going to start doing anything that we possibly can for you guys to help out with Diablo. We're also going to be moving into other games when they come along. And yeah, man, we're just gonna move on from that, and it's gonna be absolutely fantastic. So for now, I have been Ninja, and it's been great. I'm really thankful that you've joined me this evening. So have fun, guys, and we will talk on the next one.